Welcome, learner. You're here because you want to really get to grips with a topic, right? Cut through the fluff, get the core ideas, but without, feeling totally overwhelmed.
Exactly.
Today, we're diving deep into something pretty fundamental: wealth. And forget the lottery wins or those super complicated schemes you sometimes hear about.
Yeah, that's the common idea, isn't it? That wealth is just like sheer luck or some complex game that only a few people really get. But the material you shared, it offers a really different angle.
It really does. We've been digging into the audiobook The Law of Money: 19 Timeless Principles to Master Wealth by Justice O'Malcolm. And this isn't about chasing the latest hot trend.
No.
It's about the foundational principles, the rules that sort of govern how money works, and maybe how we can work with those rules.
And what's really interesting is the book's main argument.
Yeah.
Wealth isn't some mysterious external thing. It's framed as a direct result, almost a logical outcome, of applying certain inner principles, things like intelligence, confidence, and just sheer persistence.
Right. So, our mission for this deep dive is to unpack these inner laws, as the book puts it. We want to give you, the learner, a clearer picture of why money moves like it does, and, maybe more importantly, how you can cultivate the kind of personal qualities that naturally seem to attract it.
Like understanding the underlying code.
Exactly, the code of financial success.
And let's be clear, like the audiobook itself says, if you're looking for some get-rich-quick scheme, this probably isn't the place.
No.
Our focus here is on those foundational ideas, the kind that, make you think, build that self-belief, and maybe challenge some basic assumptions about money.
Yeah, get ready for a few aha moments, learner. We're going to cover quite a bit of ground today.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about your inner force, this idea of reciprocity, attraction, purpose, will, confidence, expectancy, your mental attitude.
Intelligent action,
Mm.
making space for abundance, the value you create, investing capital, autonomy.
Navigating risk, reinvestment, innovation, alliances, self-mastery, and always, always pursuing knowledge.
Okay, quite a list.
Let's start unpacking it. First up, what the book calls the law of the inner force. What's that about?
So this principle suggests that the real starting point for financial success, it comes from deep inside. An internal spark, a drive.
Not from outside validation.
Less about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And less about being swayed by, every passing emotion. It's more about a steady inner power, a will to think beyond the usual limits and really trust your own capabilities.
Okay, so like a seed, maybe
Yeah.
it has all the potential inside it, but it needs that internal energy to actually break through the ground.
That's a great analogy. Your mind has this untapped potential.
Mhm.
And recognizing that, nurturing that inner force, that's step one. The book kind of hints it's not about shouting from the rooftops,
Right.
but more a quiet, consistent alignment, your daily actions lining up with your bigger goals. It builds over time.
And the book contrasts this inner drive with, like, constantly chasing external things, latest trends, market buzz.
Exactly. True success, according to this law, isn't built on those surface things. It starts inside, with your thoughts, your convictions.
And it's active, not passive.
Definitely. Awakening this force means you have to actively ditch those limiting beliefs, the nagging self-doubt.
Oh, yeah.
It's about consciously choosing positive thought patterns, looking hard at your habits, and making sure your actions serve a real purpose.
So connecting this up, it's not just thinking positively, it's channeling that into doing something purposeful.
Precisely. Wishing isn't enough. The audiobook really hammers this home. You need to act with determination, clarity, knowing that the power to create success is actually within you.
Like a sculptor, seeing the potential in the marble. That inner force guides you, not just towards any profit, but the right kind, the one that fits you. And it builds resilience, right? Seeing setbacks as learning moments.
Absolutely. It fuels that self-trust.
So how do you, unleash it?
The book suggests cultivating a mindset of purposeful action. Every decision, every effort should be done with the understanding that this power is inside you. That sets the law of cause and effect rolling. It starts a positive feedback loop. Smart actions attract opportunities. Success builds resolve.
Okay, so the inner force is the foundation, that quiet strength making potential real. Let's build on that. The next principle, dynamic reciprocity. What's the core idea and how does it follow from that inner drive?
Okay, so dynamic reciprocity. It basically states that every action you take creates a reaction, like ripples in a pond. It's as reliable as physics.
Mm-hmm.
Purposeful actions sow the seeds for proportional results. That inner drive is vital, but the world responds to what you actually do.
Like throwing that stone in the pond, the ripples spread out, your actions are the stone, and the results ripple back to you.
Exactly. But here's the key thing. It's not just any action. The law demands intelligent action. Random, unfocused energy, that won't get you the results you want.
Right.
The response you get back is directly tied to the quality of the direction of your effort.
Hmm.
Every action needs purpose, needs to align with your goals and that inner force we just talked about.
So, effectiveness over just being busy. The book stresses the difference between wishing and doing, right? Desire is the seed, action is planting it.
Perfectly put. Every step engages you with the world. And this principle brings in adaptation. The reaction you get might not be exactly what you expected first time.
Okay.
Dynamic reciprocity encourages seeing setbacks not as failures, but as feedback, a signal to tweak your approach. Perseverance, intelligent adjustment, those are key.
That's really useful. Constantly asking, how can I adjust this action to get a better reaction? Turning setbacks into growth. So this principle rewards integrity, purpose, persistence. The wealth you get reflects the effort you put in clear, consistent, thoughtful effort.
Yeah, and every single move, no matter how small, adds to the overall pattern. Act deliberately, assess wisely, and understand that every thought you make real will come back to you, maybe even amplified if your effort is genuine and your purpose is strong.
Okay, so inner spark, actions create reactions. Now let's get into the law of attraction. This one gets talked about a lot. What's the specific take here in the audiobook? Is there a less obvious angle?
Well, in the context of achieving wealth, the law of attraction here means like attracts like. The nature of your thoughts, your actions, influences the kind of wealth you draw in. It's presented less as, wishful thinking,
Right.
and more as a real dynamic process, channeling your inner world's energy into tangible results.
So it's deeper than just think positive. It's the energy behind the thoughts.
Precisely. The audiobook talks about thoughts having a vibration. Think of vibration less mystically, maybe more like the consistent mental and emotional state you project.
Okay.
If your mind is consistently focused on abundance, on confidently expecting success, you naturally project a more resourceful energy. You become more alert to opportunities, attract helpful connections.
Whereas doubt and scarcity thinking kind of create blind spots.
Exactly. It's like a mental filter. So it's about aligning your mental state with your vision of wealth, like tuning an instrument to the frequency of abundance, as the book says. Every affirmation, every action reinforces that alignment.
But it's not magic, right? It's not just thinking and poof, money appears.
No, definitely not. It's the natural result of having a mindset that's clear, confident, focused. When you genuinely believe your goals are reachable, you start behaving in ways that make them reachable. Opportunities you might have missed before suddenly become visible.
It's almost like the attraction is really heightened awareness and decisiveness.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. The audiobook implies that, and it creates this powerful feedback loop, right? You see progress from your focused thoughts and actions. Your belief gets stronger, which then amplifies that pull.
Positive thoughts lead to positive actions, leading to positive outcomes, making you think even more positively.
Exactly. But harnessing it effectively needs both that focused mindset and consistent, purposeful action. Define what you want clearly, then act deliberately. And stay open to those little nudges, chance meetings, ideas that pop up. They can be openings.
The book also mentions gratitude and getting rid of internal barriers.
Yes. Acknowledging successes, even small ones, builds proof that your mindset works. And you have to confront those underlying doubts that weaken your alignment with abundance.
So the law of attraction is like the external reflection of a strong inner state. It translates thought into wealth.
It's the culmination of that inner vision, yeah. Lays the foundation.
Okay, learner, we're building a solid base here. Inner drive, action reaction, power of thought. Now let's hit the power of definite purpose. Why is this specific clarity so vital?
Well, the audiobook basically says every big achievement starts with a clear vision, a definite, unwavering purpose. It's like your North Star. Without that clarity, even hard work can get scattered.
Yeah.
You waste energy, dilute your potential. Definite purpose gives you that laser focus.
So it's more than just a general goal, like I want to be rich. It's deeper.
Much deeper. It's a focused conviction. It turns your dreams into a tangible direction. You consciously push distractions aside and anchor yourself to one main objective. And that focus acts like a magnet, pulling in opportunities and resources that fit your specific vision.
Like the lighthouse guiding ships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the book says this starts with looking inward introspection, really figuring out your strengths, your true desires, your core values, asking, what unique value can I offer? That clarity helps you build a financial plan that actually feels like you.
And having that purpose drives action, right? It's not just thinking about it.
Absolutely. It compels action. You commit to the practical steps needed. When every decision gets filtered through that purpose, your daily activities start adding up into a powerful strategy.
And it changes how you see obstacles. They become lessons instead of dead ends.
Precisely. It acts as your internal compass. Keeps you on track even when things get rocky externally.
Hmm.
In a world of changing markets and unexpected stuff, your purpose is the constant, the foundation. It fuels you when doubt creeps in.
It connects back to harnessing that inner force, directing it effectively.
Yeah, ensures your efforts are efficient and effective. And the book also mentions breaking that big purpose down into smaller, measurable steps, milestones.
Right, so you see progress.
Exactly. It keeps the momentum going.
Oh.
So connecting it all back, a definite purpose acts as the catalyst. It channels the energy of your inner force into directed, purposeful action. It harmonizes your mindset, resilience, strategies, habits, creating this strong current towards your goals.
Okay, learner, feeling that clarity on purpose. Because next up is the unyielding power of will. How does this force build on having that definite purpose?
Will, as the audiobook presents it, is the engine. It's what turns purpose into reality. Purpose sets the direction, but will pushes you forward, especially when things get tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a fleeting wish, it's a deep, determined resolve.
And the analogy in the book, the river carving through rock, not just the water volume, but that relentless drive.
That's it exactly. Your will works quietly, persistently. It helps you overcome obstacles, turns setbacks into growth opportunities. And this strength isn't instantaneous. It's cultivated through practice.
Mm-hmm.
Every conscious decision, every purposeful action needs to reflect that determination. You have to actively fight off distractions that weaken your resolve.
And in a world of instant gratification, that kind of determination is pretty rare and powerful. Choosing long-term goals over immediate comfort. Silencing the inner doubts. It builds like a mental fortress.
And the process of building will, interestingly, involves setbacks. Each one, instead of causing despair, should be seen as a lesson to strengthen your resolve. Every failure, if met with the will to learn and adapt, becomes a stepping stone to a better approach.
So you gradually learn to trust your own ability to overcome things. Confidence grows with small wins, and that makes your will stronger. It's that cycle again. The book says the real measure isn't how you start, but how you persist through hardship.
Absolutely. And practically applying will means setting up systems, habits that support your efforts. Setting clear, measurable goals tied to your big vision. Daily actions, disciplined routines, they all add up. And crucially, will demands taking full personal responsibility for your progress.
It's that synergy again, inner will, outer action. Every step you take shows your inner commitment, reshaping your approach, not just inching you towards financial goals. Starts quiet, radiates outward.
Yeah. So ultimately, the unyielding power of will is where major achievements are forged. Cultivate it patiently, persistently. Let it be your guide through the challenges, seeing every obstacle as a chance to get stronger.
All right, learner. Seeing how these pieces fit, now something fundamental. Confidence and belief in one's own abilities. Why is this inner conviction so critical?
The audiobook makes a strong case that confidence and belief in yourself aren't just nice-to-haves you get after success. They're the actual foundation success is built on.
Okay.
When you truly believe in yourself, you don't just wait for opportunities, you actively create them.
It's like an inner light pushing away doubt and fear, letting you move forward decisively. The book has that image of standing at a canyon edge.
Right. Without self-assurance, that leap looks impossible.
Yeah.
But with confidence, you see the canyon not as a dead end, but as a challenge to be tackled strategically. Believing in your abilities makes success feel real, achievable through action.
And the book emphasizes trusting your own ideas, your methods, because often we let our inner critic or outside negativity chip away at our self-worth.
Exactly. Letting past setbacks limit future potential. Often the biggest barrier isn't external circumstances, it's that undermining inner voice. Silencing that critic makes space for confident, creative thinking. It lets the seeds of success grow.
But confidence isn't just conjured up, right? It's built.
Intentionally cultivated, yeah.
Yeah.
Through experience, affirming your skills, pushing your comfort zone, every small win, every challenge navigated reinforces the belief you can achieve more than you sought.
And setbacks become lessons that build resilience, strengthen that belief. At its core, believing in yourself is like declaring independence. Knowing the power to shape your destiny is in your hands. You become less reliant on outside approval.
Though the book wisely adds that confidence needs balance, humility, willingness to learn. The journey to success is one of continuous development, understanding both strength and limitations.
And confidence has a ripple effect. It's contagious.
It really does. When you project genuine self-assurance, others are drawn to your vision. They often want to help, creating this collective momentum.
So learner, nurture that self-belief. Silence the doubts. Let self-assurance guide you. Solidifying this foundation unlocks the potential not just to dream big, but to achieve those dreams. Now let's look at the pair. Expectancy and persistency. How do these push us forward?
Expectancy, as the audiobook describes it, is this almost tangible quality that comes before big achievements. A deep, unwavering anticipation that what you're working towards will happen.
Not just wishing, but a belief grounded in action that your efforts will pay off.
Exactly. Seeing beyond current reality, believing that things will ultimately align with your vision, believing every effort, however small, adds to the eventual win. And expectancy is powerfully tied to persistency.
Which is?
Just relentlessly continuing towards your purpose. Despite setbacks, delays, discouragement. The inner drive to keep taking action day after day, no matter the temporary hurdles.
So the persistent person doesn't quit easily. Obstacles are challenges to be met with new energy, smarter thinking, adaptation. Each effort narrows the gap between the goal and reality.
And what's really insightful is that both expectancy and persistency come from this deep conviction that success is a matter of law, not luck.
Yeah.
They teach that every moment of focused action reinforces this natural order, adding momentum to wealth accumulation and achieving your goals.
So as you cultivate these, you see the interplay between your inner state and the outer world. Expectation starts a positive chain reaction. Persistency keeps it moving.
Exactly. And persistency involves building habits that reinforce your belief in eventual success, making each day a deliberate step towards your future. And it's not just repeating actions blindly.
Yay.
It's refining your approach based on what you learn from experience.
Seeing every setback not as final failure, but as part of the process, a trial that refines strategy, builds character, your actions become more calculated, closing the distance to the goal.
And as you embrace both, you feel an internal shift. Persisting reinforces belief in success, and that growing expectancy fuels more focused effort. It's a virtuous cycle leading to material gain and a stronger mindset.
Okay, learner, powerful framework emerging here. Now, the role of a constructive mental attitude. How does this fundamental piece influence the journey?
The audiobook calls this the unseen architect of financial achievement. The underlying frame for will, expectation, persistence. It's this constant force influencing every decision, every interaction.
It's about learning to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth, learning, maybe reinvention, like the mind as a landscape shaped by thoughts and emotions.
Exactly. A positive, constructive attitude creates fertile ground for new ideas. And this attitude is nurtured through deliberately cultivating optimism, resilience, clarity. That clarity is key. It separates wishful thinking from the purposeful actions that actually build prosperity.
And it's not something you're just born with. It's forged through self-discipline, looking inward, actively countering negativity, both internal doubts and external criticism.
Definitely. It's an ongoing mental renewal. Like maintaining an engine. Every belief, every expectation, every action is connected. A positive outlook naturally looks for solutions, sees value in every experience, turns setbacks into stepping stones.
The book says it acts like both a shield and a catalyst, shielding you from defeatism, catalyzing action with intention, developed through things like meditation, journaling.
Yes. And what's interesting is the ripple effect. Someone with a constructive attitude radiates an energy that inspires others, attracts collaborators, mentors, opportunities. It aligns external circumstances with your internal vision.
And it's dynamic, not static. It evolves with experience, insights, lessons from successes and setbacks, keeps your mindset relevant.
Absolutely. A mind geared towards constructive thought focuses on the present, using its energy to build a future reflecting your highest ideals. Every thought becomes a building block, every decision, a stroke in the blueprint of your financial future.
All right, learner, getting into the mechanics now, let's translate thoughts into results with intelligent action. What does this really mean?
Intelligent action is the bridge, connecting thought to achievement. Good ideas, sound principles, they don't do anything unless activated by deliberate, focused, well-considered effort. It's not enough to just envision prosperity. You have to make it real through calculated, purposeful action.
Like the skilled craftsman analogy in the book, not just knowing, but applying knowledge with precision and care.
Exactly. Acting wisely. Combining clear thought with disciplined execution. When actions are guided by reason and purpose, they align with the laws governing success. Potential energy becomes momentum, and the core of it is choosing tasks that directly contribute to your financial goals, prioritizing efforts that yield the biggest results.
So it's about being strategic with time and energy, knowing which activities really move the needle. In a world full of distractions, prioritization is key.
Paramount, as the book says. And intelligent action is also an exercise in self-mastery. Knowing when to act, how to act, even when not to act. Making sure every move is a conscious step towards your goals. It requires analyzing situations, assessing resources, determining the best strategy, blending analysis with creative problem solving.
But it's not just planning, it's timely execution too, recognizing the right moment.
Precisely. There's often an opportune moment, a balance between your readiness and external conditions. Mastering intelligent action means staying vigilant, ready to seize that moment when it comes. Build on preparation and commitment to your goals.
The book gives examples like thorough research before a venture or acting fast on unexpected opportunities. Each action has the power to change your financial path.
Yes, and it involves constant reassessment. Strategies that work today might need refining to tomorrow. It's a continuous cycle. Evaluate, adjust, renew, keeping your efforts relevant and potent.
So it embodies that principle of cause and effect. Success isn't luck, it's consistent, thoughtful, determined effort.
Exactly. Each step builds on the last, creating this strong chain leading directly to making your vision real.
Okay, learner, thinking and acting effectively. Now, creating space for wealth, opening the way for abundance. What does this principle involve?
This one's about actively creating pathways for prosperity to flow into your life. It's proactive, identifying and removing obstacles, and consciously building channels for your efforts to turn into financial gain.
Not just waiting for luck, but making room for opportunity.
Yes, the book uses that image of a stream blocked by debris. Great potential, but barriers stop the flow. Our ideas and efforts need clear paths to become wealth.
So it involves finding and dismantling barriers, limiting habits, fears, resistant systems, making adjustments so your actions align with opportunity.
Exactly. The audiobook suggests starting with an honest look at your current situation, environment, network, resources, what's hindering the flow, outdated strategies, external resistance.
And once you see the obstacles, it's about strategic planning, like an engineer designing a channel, setting intermediate goals that widen the path for more success later.
And this requires embracing change, being willing to experiment with new approaches, innovating, building new bridges where old ones failed, adapting plans to changing circumstances.
And recognizing that opening the way often involves help, collaboration. Different perspectives can reveal hidden blocks. Partnerships can speed things up.
Absolutely. Exchanging ideas, finding solutions together. But it's not a one-off fix, is it? It's continuous maintenance and expansion. As new challenges pop up, those channels need maintaining, sometimes broadening, need constant vigilance, openness to new opportunities.
Right. Embracing this principle means taking a forward-thinking stance. Every decision contributes to a greater flow of abundance, ensuring your inner force isn't blocked but surges forward powerfully.
Okay, learner, creating the right conditions. Now, the heart of what attracts wealth, the principle of value and merit. What's the key takeaway here? This principle says wealth isn't just from effort. It's the direct result of the value you create and the merit of what you do. Value and merit are linked, each boosting the other, providing genuine worth in every act, every transaction. That's the foundation for lasting wealth.
So it's not superficial exchanges, but cultivating an inner richness reflected in your contributions. The book says value is measured by tangible output and intangible qualities like integrity, originality.
Exactly. It's not enough to just be busy. Your activity needs a purpose others see and appreciate. When you commit to offering something of real worth, ideas, service, a product that solves a problem, you start a dynamic that naturally attracts prosperity.
And the merit of your work, when recognized, creates a reinforcing cycle. Your contribution gains value, and you get rewarded. The creation of value starts with thought, right? Ideas refined through analysis, creativity.
Yes. And someone seeking financial success must consistently invest in self-improvement, continuous learning. Refining skills and knowledge enhances your ability to contribute meaningfully. This internal enrichment turns routine work into an expression of talent and passion.
And merit is the world recognizing that value. Earned through persistent, intelligent action and commitment to excellence. Every effort should show the worth of your ideas and the quality of your execution.
Precisely. Applying this means measuring the impact of your actions, assessing strengths, acknowledging areas for improvement, aligning efforts with potential, and seeking feedback ensures quality and purpose in every move.
And value isn't static, it evolves, which encourages innovation, constantly finding ways to enhance the merit of your work.
Yes, a proactive stance. Recognizing and embodying this principle of value and merit changes how you approach everything financially. It instills purpose, urging you to seek not just profit, but enduring worth for others.
Okay, learner, understanding value creation. Now, amplifying that value, the art of capital investment. What are the essentials here?
Capital investment, effectively, isn't just hoarding money. It's strategically allocating resources into ventures that give financial returns and boost your capacity for future achievement. It's presented as an art needing analytical precision and creative vision.
So capital acts as a catalyst, giving tangible form to ideas and efforts. Even a small amount, invested wisely, can be the seed for substantial wealth.
But it's not automatic. It needs a disciplined approach.
Yep.
Evaluating opportunities carefully, ensuring each investment aligns with immediate needs and long-term vision. It requires honestly assessing risks and potential rewards.
Not reckless gambling, but calculated effort to channel resources where they can have the biggest impact and sustainable growth. Diversification is key here too.
Critical, as the book notes. Spreading capital across different endeavors mitigates risk and opens multiple channels for wealth creation. It lets you benefit from the interplay of different industries and markets, reinforcing your overall financial structure.
An investment is linked to value and merit, aiming to invest in ventures offering genuine worth and a clear path for expansion.
Yes, and the audiobook stresses continuous learning in finance, keeping up with trends, market dynamics, to make informed decisions. Merging experience with new ideas lays the groundwork for investments that can compound over time.
And it requires patience and persistence. Like gardening, wealth creation takes time. Measured steps, recalibrating strategies, monitoring progress.
Absolutely. That careful orchestration, disciplined analysis, diversification, continuous learning, patient persistence creates a synergy. It transforms capital into an active, multiplying force, driving the cycle of wealth creation forward.
Each reinvestment, each allocation builds a stronger financial foundation.
Exactly.
All right, learner, growing resources strategically. Now, gaining control, the strategy of financial autonomy. What's the core essence?
Financial autonomy is essentially self-reliance and wealth. A state where external dependencies decrease because the results of your own labor, thinking, and actions become your main source of prosperity. Taking command of your financial destiny through discipline, resourcefulness, and belief in your own self-determination.
Like the independent artisan crafting their own tools analogy. Building a personal framework resilient to market swings and external pressures.
That's it, built on understanding your strengths, a clear vision for your financial goals, and cultivating skills that add value. Central to this is self-investment, using resources to create an environment where success becomes more likely.
Investing in education, skills, networks, enhancing your capacity for achievement, and building a supportive community.
Key components, yes. And another critical element is developing diverse income streams, not relying on just one source, exploring ways to create a balanced portfolio, entrepreneurship, partnerships, diversified investments.
And cultivating continuous self-improvement. Seeking ways to enhance strategies, assessing successes and setbacks, adapting to new information.
True autonomy also needs awareness of timing and opportunity, staying alert to market shifts, new tech, ready to pivot or expand as the landscape changes.
It's a disciplined march towards financial self-mastery, blending analysis with creative daring, exploring new ground while staying rooted in reality.
Yeah. In this state of autonomy, your achievements aren't dictated by external forces, but by the intelligent choices you make daily, freeing you from the limits of volatile dependencies.
Okay, learner, gaining control. Now navigating the uncertainties, navigating risk and opportunity. How does the book frame this dynamic?
It presents them as inseparable companions, two sides of the same coin, not adversaries. Understood, evaluated, harnessed strategically, they become powerful tools for growth. The path to wealth isn't risk-free. It's defined by the courage to embrace calculated risk and the wisdom to turn it into opportunity.
So risk isn't to be avoided entirely, but approached with purpose, preparation, informed perspective, recognizing uncertainty as part of any venture.
Exactly. The successful person evaluates risk clearly, objectively, weighing dangers against rewards, needs analysis and intuition, learning to read signals, discern worthwhile risks from reckless gambles.
And opportunity often hides within that uncertainty. Big breakthroughs happen when someone invests in the unknown, believing in a better future.
Right. The person who navigates this well keeps an eye out for these disguised openings, understanding that the very factors making something seem risky can also be the catalysts for its success. And a key part is balancing boldness with prudence, planning, gathering info before taking calculated risks.
Managing risk also involves diversification again, spreading investments to shield from volatility in one area while positioning to capture multiple opportunities.
Yes, and embracing calculated risk opens the door to innovation. When old methods fail, readiness to experiment, explore new ideas leads to breakthroughs. Every trial, success, or setback provides knowledge for assessing future risks and spotting overlooked opportunities.
And timing is crucial here too. The window for action is often brief, needs vigilance and decisiveness.
Absolutely. When well-timed, decisive action meets careful risk management, the results can be transformative, unlocking new paths for wealth, reinforcing that success comes from courage and strategic thinking.
All right, learner, navigating the landscape, now fueling future growth. The dynamic cycle of reinvestment. What's the driving idea?
Reinvestment is vital, taking earned dollars and using them as seeds for future wealth. Channeling the fruits of your labor back into ventures that can multiply your resources. It goes beyond just saving. It's a strategic, continuous growth process.
Like the gardener setting aside the best seeds for the next cycle, allocating earnings into opportunities designed for ongoing growth and sustainability.
Exactly. This cycle needs discipline, foresight, adaptability. When reinvesting, you need to analyze past outcomes, learn from successes and setbacks to refine future strategies.
It's a dual focus, preserving capital while seeking growth, often through diversification, creating interconnected income streams that reinforce each other.
Yes, and a key part is monitoring the external environment, markets, trends, tech, to make timely reinvestment decisions, spotting high-potential opportunities, reallocating resources to maximize future returns.
And it requires flexibility, being ready to revise plans as new ventures arise or market conditions change, regularly assessing investment performance, pivoting when needed.
Reinvestment is also linked back to value and merit. You're not just accumulating capital, you're channeling resources into projects with potential for generating greater value. It's like continuous self-improvement for your whole portfolio.
So the cycle becomes a self-sustaining engine, propelling you towards bigger milestones. Each successful cycle builds on the last, seeing returns not just as rewards, but as fuel for more growth.
Exactly. Maintaining strategic focus and a renewed sense of purpose with every reinvestment decision.
Okay, learner, fueling continuous growth. Now, staying ahead and relevant, innovation and adaptation. Why are these so critical?
Innovation isn't just a random flash of brilliance. It's presented as a natural evolution of thoughtful progress, a driving force working with established principles to propel success in a complex, changing world. Embracing new ideas, adapting to circumstances crucial for sustained prosperity.
Like the seasoned artisan mastering traditional techniques but eager to use modern tools. Understanding core principles are constant, but methods must evolve.
Precisely. Innovation here means consciously questioning the status quo, exploring novel approaches, adapting strategies to meet new challenges, willingly leaving outdated practices, experimenting with new ideas.
It's about balancing respect for proven wisdom with a hunger for improvement, enhancing, not rejecting what came before, merging modern techniques with timeless wisdom.
Yes, and adaptation is the practical expression of innovation in finance. Markets shift, behaviors evolve, tech disrupts. The ability to adapt, modify tactics, anticipate changes becomes a critical asset.
Requires commitment to continuous learning, openness to feedback, readiness to recalibrate. Every adjustment in response to trends shows an adaptable mindset.
Innovation and adaptation are also tied to calculated risk. New ideas have uncertainty. Measured acceptance of that risk is often how innovation takes hold, seeing risk not as a deterrent but a necessary part of growth.
And social synergy plays a role. Collaboration, exchanging diverse ideas can spark inventive strategies. Broaden perspectives create fertile ground for new solutions.
Absolutely. Innovation is often collaborative, not solitary. Needs introspection and outward engagement. It's an ongoing journey of refining methods and integrating fresh insights.
All right, learner, staying dynamic. Now leveraging connections. The strength of strategic alliances. How do these contribute?
Strategic alliances are the backbone of a resilient approach to prosperity. Collaboration amplifies individual strengths, unlocks synergies that propel you further, forging mutually beneficial, aligned relationships.
Understanding that nobody exists in isolation, especially in finance, success is often amplified by cultivating and leveraging these relationships.
Exactly. Intentionally building a network, including individuals, mentors, even competitors committed to excellence and ethics, creates this dynamic ecosystem where knowledge flows and opportunities multiply.
Like the well-tended orchard analogy, trees thrive together. Alliances leverage collective strengths, overcome individual limits through collaboration.
Yeah. Forming them requires discernment, shared values, mutual respect. Seeking partners with complementary skills, diverse expertise, dedication to intelligent effort, and ethical conduct. True partnerships where everyone benefits.
Building them is an art. Needs sincerity and tactical thinking, starting with openness, willingness to share knowledge, fostering collaboration through clear communication and common goals.
And the network becomes a living lab for innovation. Diverse perspectives spark new strategies, accelerating your ability to adapt to the financial landscape.
Alliances also let you pool resources for bigger ventures, sharing risk, enhancing potential returns, opening doors that might be closed to individual efforts.
Yes, the strength lies in transforming individual goals into a collective force, protecting against isolation while driving a unified vision of prosperity.
Okay, learner, the power of connection, now turning inward. The discipline of self-mastery. What does this crucial principle involve?
Self-mastery is the unseen architect of enduring success. The internal discipline ensuring thoughts, actions, emotions serve a defined objective. In wealth creation, it means taking command of your mind and body, stopping distractions and negative impulses from derailing your drive and focus.
Not rigid control, but ongoing self-cultivation, aligning daily habits with your highest aspirations. Like the craftsman with deliberate, precise movements, fine-tuning every decision.
That's it. Self-mastery involves turning potential into refined action through routines, reflection, learning from success and setbacks, eliminating counterproductive habits, shaping your destiny through conscious action, step by step.
Requires deep self-awareness, honest appraisal of strengths and vulnerabilities, overcoming procrastination, self-doubt, prioritizing long-term goals over immediate gratification.
Yes. And in wealth creation, almost every decision tests self-discipline, budgeting, evaluate investments, pursuing knowledge, skill development. Committing to self-improvement builds mental strength, resilience, fueled by successes and lessons from setbacks.
A key part is staying focused amid distractions. Cultivating a disciplined mindset, like creating a quiet sanctuary inside, nurtured through practices that calm and direct the mind.
And self-mastery is linked to accountability, taking responsibility for decisions and outcomes, analyzing setbacks for improvement, refining methods without losing momentum, building inner resilience, determination.
So as you build self-mastery, you create this strong internal framework supporting all your other efforts, underpinning attraction, intelligent action, reinvestment, ensuring energy is focused, actions are purposeful.
Exactly. Every moment dedicated to self-discipline is an investment in future success, ensuring your actions consistently lead you closer to realizing your deepest ambitions.
All right, learner, we've covered so many interconnected principles. Now the final, crucial cornerstone, the pursuit of knowledge. Why is this lifelong effort so vital?
The audiobook concludes powerfully here. The continuous pursuit of relevant knowledge is the often underestimated force transforming potential into success. In finance, learning isn't optional. It's the driving energy, refining actions, and shaping decisions.
Recognizing that on the journey to financial goals, pursuing knowledge is your most reliable companion, sharpening insights, revealing hidden opportunities, like the mind as an expanding reservoir, nourished by new learning.
Beautifully put. Just as water nourishes land, knowledge nurtures your ability to understand financial dynamics, decode signals, recognize trends, harness the principles of success.
And it's not just formal schooling. It flourishes in interactions, observations, experiences. Entrepreneurs, innovators, readers, all committed to lifelong learning.
Yes. Through study and reflection, you turn ideas into practical tools for wealth creation. Needs intellectual humility, knowing there's always more to learn and courage, venturing into unfamiliar territory.
Investing time and resources in knowledge also means being receptive to others' wisdom, mentors, peers, competitors, a wellspring of insights accelerating growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the digital age offers incredible access, books, seminars, courses, letting you update knowledge, adapt methods constantly. Agility rooted in information becomes foundational.
And pursuing knowledge is also an exercise in self-discipline. prioritizing time for learning, reflection, noticing how study fortifies resilience, sharpens decision-making.
Exactly. As you immerse yourself in this lifelong journey, remember every insight, every lesson, every experience adds to your potential. The evolving nature of knowledge means there's always room for growth, an invitation to push boundaries and redefine success.
So, learner, wrapping up this deep dive into the law of money, it's clear, isn't it? Mastering wealth isn't about luck or secret formulas.
Not at all.
It's this holistic blend of inner work and smart, deliberate action. By cultivating your inner forces, understanding reciprocity and attraction, investing in yourself, you build that solid foundation.
Mm.
Every principle we touched on, purpose, self-mastery, innovation, alliances, they all work together, synergistically, turning vision into reality.
That interconnectedness is really the key takeaway, I think. Can't just pick one or two, they amplify each other.
Exactly. So, learner, as you reflect on these foundational laws, maybe consider this. What single shift in your thinking, or perhaps in your daily actions, could create the most significant positive momentum towards your specific financial goals?
That's a great question to ponder.
The journey of learning and applying these principles, it's ongoing. True prosperity really does flow from within, driven by discipline, persistence, and that deep commitment to lifelong growth.